How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? And welcome to another episode of County of Kings. And look who I have today with me. I have a queen on the County of Kings, Diana Richardson. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to get right into it, right? Well, tell us a little about Diana Richardson.
I'm born and raised right here in Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Okay.
On President Street.
All right.
Yeah. Educated right here in the community from PS 161 to McAvis College.
Okay.
I'm a mother of one son,
right.
Isaac, who's always by my side.
I've met him.
Yes. He's always with me.
We was by Prospect Park over there.
Yeah.
By the Q train.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. And he's my manager.
All right.
According to him.
Okay. All right.
And now I'm just very involved in the community, trying to give back. Public service has always been in my family, so now I'm just trying to elevate that and stay on top of a lot of the community issues.
All right. What was Diana like growing up? What was her goals? Let's say elementary. What did you say you wanted to be when you grew up?
I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Okay.
Can you imagine that? And what's so interesting is that I finally remember, it's so funny you asked me that, I finally remember someone in summer camp saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I don't know. And they said, people who don't know what they want to be when they grow up don't ever amount to anything. And that's so far from who I am.
Wow.
But I was a hard head, I was one of those children. My head was strong. I always wanted to do it my way. I didn't want to listen to anybody. That's me.
Well, you know.
I carry a lot of those traits today. In a good way, but I carry a lot of those traits today.
So you didn't see this coming?
No, not at all. I kind of got into public service when I went to McAvis College. Shout out to McAvis College. They loved me. I had one of those kind of backgrounds where I didn't even graduate from high school. Let me tell you about that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't graduate from high school. I was a truant. I wound up having to take a GED.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had Isaac at 19. And then I was just kind of caught in a limbo. I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found my way to McAvis College. And then I was there for a freshman. I was there for a sophomore. And in my junior year, someone approached me and asked me to run for student government. And student government was like way beyond me. I was like, me? Run for student government? The person was like, yeah, run for student government with me. And so I ran, and then that's where I found a passion to serve through solving student issues on campus.
Okay.
And then, it's so interesting because you have traits all across your lifespan. I always like to talk a lot. Mm-hmm. Who knew I would be talking in this capacity these days, right? So I was able to advocate. I've always been a good debater, able just to advocate on the campus. And then I fell into public administration.
Nice.
Which is, comparable to political science.
Mm-hmm.
But I always say public administration at McAvis College is very different from public administration and other programs because they really teach us grassroots, how to solve issues on a grassroots level. And from there, I went on to Baruch. College and did a master's of public administration with a concentration in policy. And then all along, I then graduated out of that, and I was working for the New York State Senate in the 21st Senatorial District. And I was working in the Constituent Affairs Division. And when you do Constituent Affairs, that's the meat and potatoes of solving community issues. Residents, of course, when they elect these elected officials, they want to be able to know that you have an open door policy. They want to be able to know that when they come to you, they can get assistance. So I had residents from the community coming in every day with problems. And that's where I really learned how to navigate city government, how to really resolve issues, who to call when you have X issue, what to do when you have Y issue. Real solution-oriented approach to solving problems. But I never thought I would ever run for elected office. People more saw that for me than I saw it for myself.
That's a great thing also.
I guess.
It is. Everybody saw something in you.
Everybody saw it. Everybody saw it before I saw it.
It might have been something you overlooked yourself.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Where do you stand with gentrification?
I think gentrification is both a good and a bad thing. People moving into the community we have to be tolerable of that, right? New York City is just in a housing crisis, so everybody is going to kind of drift to where housing is cheaper. That's a given. We would do it too. The bad part about it is the displacement factor, the fact that people are being pushed out of the community. People who helped to build this community can't afford to stay in this community, and that's the part that's intolerable. It's upsetting to know that landlords are taking advantage of the situation. Say you are in a one bedroom, just using this as an example, you're paying $1,000. I'm a gentrifier. I come and I'm willing to pay $2,000 for that same one bedroom apartment. Now the landlord's looking to get you out because they're seeing that extra $1,000 they can make a month. Now you're a problem. I mean, and it's like a trickle down effect to so many different things, from just the housing standpoint of it to the economic development standpoint of it. Businesses are struggling in our community. They truly are.
Yes, they are.
The same thing again with the landlords. They're raising the rents upon renewal on the lease. So businesses are unable to sustain, or they want to sign shorter leases. So whereas I may have been able to get a 10-year lease, I only can get a 5-year lease now, because they're trying to anticipate the climate. And they don't want to get locked in and locked out.
I live in Bed-Stuy, by the way, so trust me, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what she's talking about.
Bed-Stuy got hit very bad.
Very hard.
It's the north side. It's the north side.
Yeah. So and I like that. I like that you could explain it better, because I think I have a base of I have young people. Middle age. I have everybody watching County of Kings. The way you explained it would make a younger person more interested. It would make them much more interested, because they've seen it happen but don't know what to call it.
And people don't even know how to describe it sometimes. And that's why I say, I know you see it, I know you feel it, I know you see the change, but some people don't know how to verbalize what that is or how it is even making them feel. Sometimes you have indirect emotion about it. You find yourself doing things or saying things or even thinking things. You know what I mean? You don't even know where that's really coming from, right? But I would love to see more young people get involved in the process. I think we need to bring civics back to the community. I mean, this is not rocket science on how to change things in our community. It's not rocket science on how to do anything we want to see get done. It's not. It just takes involvement. Even if you're given the 1 hour or the 30 minutes that we're going to sit down here to put towards an issue, and you only do that one time a week, you're doing more than a whole lot of people do. It's not enough to talk about it and see it. You have to really put action behind it.
But when did you get the fire in you? When did you get the fire into you to say, you know what, I'm gonna be the person to do it?
You know when? I'm on Community Board 9. I'm on Community Board 9, and anybody in Crown Heights, Lefferts Gardens, and East Flatbush knows about Community Board 9. That board has a lot to it. I'll put it like that. It has a lot going on. I encourage you to come to the meetings. There's a lot of stuff going on at Community Board 9, and we, as a board, were able to kind of get some reform now. We had a chairman for 34 years, and in 34 years, nothing against the leadership, you kind of just get set in the way of doing things, whether right, wrong, or indifferent. So now we're on this board, members of the community, 50 members make up from all parts of the community. We're on this board, and we're getting hit with all these different kind of issues that never were real issues before. So the number one issue that came to the forefront was the 626 Flatbush project, where they're going to be putting up a 23-story tower on Flatbush and Fenimore with 80% luxury housing and 20% affordable housing, when we all know affordable isn't really even affordable anymore.
Not anymore.
And they are doing this project with subsidies from the state and all these tax incentive breaks, and now, and then it's just very non-contextual with the community. So when we begun to look into that issue, come to find out, the tower is able to anybody that purchases a piece of property can do whatever they want to do on the property, but the fact that it's going to be 23-story highs is another issue. And that's because we have open zones in our district. R71 allows you to build up as high as you want. And so we enter into the zoning process through the community board, And then, I mean, this is like the hottest issue at the time, and we couldn't even get the chair of the board to call a meeting around the zoning issue. And you have all these people coming out to the meeting all the time, and they want resolution. They want something to be done, but we couldn't get an answer from the person that was supposed to be leading the board. And I saw that be a problem across the board with a lot of issues. And I think that, you know, just being on the board and just looking at the makeup of the community, period, I don't think we have a community agenda. You know, there's, you know.
Yeah, I always said that, we lost community and we got neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big difference.
Yeah, it really is.
Big difference.
Even in this process of campaigning for state committee women, it was so shocking to me how people could live so close to me for all their lives, and I lived where I lived all my life, and we didn't even know each other's names.
Yeah.
The neighborhood is not neighborly anymore. You know, and that's what you're talking about, from neighborhood to community.
Yeah.
You know, had this been some, you know, another country, we would have knew everybody, we would have knew generations of the family. And then if you see something happening, you can say, hey, you know, Drew, you know that's wrong, you know, and that's what a community does, because it really takes a community to create change. It takes community to raise children, it takes a community to do everything. But we are not like that. We're so desensitized. And I think that you can look at that and attribute it to so many different issues. Whatever it is, we just need to give back. That's as long as we understand that we need to give back and everybody does their part, we'll, you know,
like you have this, like you have a genuine walk with the people type of aura, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you, like, you know, I saw you on Labor Day. I saw the pictures.
Oh, you
and
saw
stuff
me
like
on
that.
Labor Day?
Yeah, I saw the pictures. So I was like, oh, yeah, you had a good time. You know?
No, Labor Day hurt me.
Yeah, did it?
Yes. I play mass.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not ashamed. That's a cultural celebration.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course.
So to walk and wave was very different for me.
I said, okay, all right.
But I did have a good time.
Yeah, you had a good time.
Yeah, I did.
And do you think, I know it's very helpful. It's very helpful to the campaign. Do you think it could hurt you? Can that be used?
What?
To hurt you?
Labor Day?
No, not Labor Day. Just makes more like being so close to the people, because sometimes people will point that out.
No. If anything, I think that's the problem with the elected officials that we have today.
That's what I asked.
When
that's
I
what
think
I meant.
about it,
yeah, that's what I meant.
No. I think we have a lot of different type of elected officials.
Okay.
People come into this for a lot of different reasons. I think that a lot of elected officials move too far away from the people.
Yeah,
you see,
and then the people get used to seeing them so far away that when someone's closer, they're like, hey, that's cheating almost. Like, you know, it's like different.
No, they're very skeptical of you.
Yeah,
and they want to know why. Why are you around? Why are you here? When they fail to realize you're just a community resident just like them. So I hate the word politician, and, you know, because that to me has a negative connotation to it. I'm just a regular community person who decided, okay, you know what? I know these ropes. I know how we can get these things done. Let me step up to do this position. You know what I mean? So I'm not that different from you. I was just telling you this morning, you know, before we started taping, I just wanted to get up out of my bed and go get a cup of coffee like anybody else. So I think that elected officials, I think some of them are not as close to the community as they should be. Just in terms of, by the nature of the job sometimes, especially like the state elected officials, their job is to go and legislate in Albany. 3/4 of the time they're not here unless it's summertime. So they can miss a beat or two, you know, if they don't have good ground game, or if they don't have good district office staff, you know. And some people get so caught up in the politics of it all, because there's a lot of politics behind the scene.
Of course.
They get so caught up with the politics behind the scene, the pressure behind the scenes, that they find themselves sometimes, you know, making decisions that are not really beneficial to the district that they represent. So I know, for me, as a person entering into this arena, I know I'm going to always be with the people. I mean, these are the people who elect you. I mean, for no other reason are you there but to serve and represent them. How could you not walk with the people? That just doesn't even make any sense to me.
I agree.
You know,
I agree
and
totally.
then listen, when you're put in those kind of tough situations, because you know they will arise, who other than the community is going to have your back? If you don't understand that, you don't understand anything.
Now, I got another question for you.
Sure.
Who was Was there anybody or groups that supported you and you were surprised that they had you back, or everybody you expected to have your back was there?
Yes.
Or was there anyone?
I see it on two sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was there were people who came to have my back that I was very shocked.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very shocked. Then there would just be people that I would meet in a day or two, and the next thing you know, they're working feverishly to help me. Then there's people you know your entire life and you can't even hear from them one time.
Yeah.
And then there was some groups where you know that everybody has the same end goal. Maybe the way we go about getting there is different, and now they're villainizing you because you're saying exactly what they're saying. It's just the way you would do it and the way they're doing it is different. So because you're not agreeing on 100% with what they're doing, you're the enemy. It's just crazy. But I guess that's what you have to go through in this kind of process. I mean, we have 318,000 people living in this district. There's no way we're gonna all see eye to eye on every aspect of everything. So I mean, it shocked me, but at the same time, you kind of just learn to deal with the waves.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm of course going to view you as a strong black woman.
Oh, thank
What do you? Just looking at the new generation growing up, what's the message would you tell the young ladies?
Respect yourself. And there's more. Listen, what's on TV is not real. We had different kind of programming. Think about it. Think about it. What we saw, who was our role models.
Yeah, and I feel bad because they're getting it from every angle.
Yes.
They're getting hit from every angle with different nonsense.
Yes.
It's sad.
Yeah, they have to respect themselves and also understand the biggest thing, which is what I always do with my son. Life is beyond these blocks that you live in right here. Life. There is a whole nother way of life, even in a community over a different borough, a different state, a different country. And if you can't afford to travel, that's all right. Read a book and let your mind escape. Just think about it, and exposure is a key.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot in here. We talk about, you said you are what you're exposed to.
Yeah, exposure is key.
Yeah, so I agree.
Exposure is key. But that's what I would say to the young women. And I came from one of those backgrounds where when I was growing up, it's very interesting, because I was dark skinned and I had short hair, and I grew up in a time where light skin and long hair was the thing. So I guess that made me chop meat, at the time. This is the 90s,
Yeah.
And so whether people would know it or not, I had a level of low self-esteem. I really felt bad about myself. As a young girl growing up right here in Brooklyn, it took for me to get all the way to college. That's serious. College to say, wait, hold on. I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Like, wait a minute. I don't know what you were told, but it took me to college to get that. So if someone is not pumping that positivity into you, then what?
You have to find a place in yourself to create it.
Right. And I mean, my mother was an awesome mom. And even in that, and even in saying that, she wasn't probably able to pick up that I was suffering from low self-esteem. Think about that. So you could be around people, and they can still kind of miss something in you. But like you said, it has to be from within you. You have to know that. But if the imagery that you're getting doesn't reflect who you are, what you look like, you know what I mean? It's very hard. So what you see on TV is not real.
So, what does Diana have in her near future?
Lord help us all. Again, I still don't know. I've kind of had a life where I've just been blessed to be around good people and good things. And I just keep getting into good situations. So now I work for a local non-for-profit. Actually they're a national non-profit, but I work for a local branch of it, helping youth and families in the juvenile justice system, and I do their government relations. So I will still be working where I work.
But will you ever run again?
Jesus, I don't know.
Because I know that you put your campaign together in a very short amount of time.
3 months.
So you did good for such a short.
Yeah.
How you got to put everything together in such a short amount of time.
We lost about 4%. And we put that campaign together in 3 months. Yeah. I hope you come to help me.
I will. And I would like to see you take more time to prepare.
Right.
You know, because you did very well with such short. I can only imagine how it would have went for you with a little bit more time to work with.
Yeah. Running a campaign is very exhausting. I mean, we are, how many days ago? Maybe it was like 11 days ago from election day. I'm still tired. I'm still tired. I make tired look good, but I am tired. I am so tired. And it took a lot away from my family, you know.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, how is the household? Like, how is the...
My house is a wreck. Look, I tell you guys, somebody's coming to give me free cleaning services. I would appreciate it. Cook too. My house is a wreck, okay? And when I'm home, to this day still, I don't feel like cleaning. I just feel like laying down. I'm physically tired. I think I'm more mentally drained than I am physically drained. Mm-hmm. And kind of just readjusting and getting back into my routine that I had is just, you know, I'm just tired still. But let me say it like this. I put my hat in the ring to run not because I really wanted to be an elected official. I really don't want to be an elected official. I tell that to people all the time. They get so mad at me, but it's the truth. I really don't want to be an elected official. Some people I know, everything they do in their life is to prepare them for that council seat, or to prepare them for that assembly or senate or congressional seat. That's not how I live my life, you know. I put my hat in the ring because I looked around at what was happening in the community, and it's still happening to us today. Nothing changed, you know. And I said, you have a capability. You know you can speak. You know you can carry message. And the number one thing I think I'm blessed with is that I'm fearless. So if I sit back and I don't run, you know, and we have all these other people running, and some of these people that are running, you gotta just shake your head like, what is going on here? If you don't step up and do something, you're just as bad as the person that doesn't come to the meetings. You're just as bad as the person that doesn't vote. You're just as bad as the person that doesn't get involved, because to the level of where I know I can be involved and really make an impact or change, I'm not. So I ran. You know? And that's not to say that I won't run again. That's not to say I will run again, because you never know what leader may emerge to be able to carry the torch. I'm looking for real community leadership. If I have to be that leader, then that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and I always love quoting Dr. Cornel West. I saw him at Mega Evans, by the way, this year. And he says, if you're looking for a leader, you disqualify yourself.
Right.
And I thought that was the most powerful thing, because everybody is looking for a leader. But when you're looking for a leader, count yourself out.
Here you go. Right. I mean, but that's why I stepped up to do it. You know, that's why I stepped up to do it. So I don't know. You never know what it's going to look like. The next time to run will be in 2016. You really start looking at this in 2015. I mean, I could start looking at this tomorrow, but I'm still tired. So maybe I'll look at it maybe in a month or two. I'm eager to see so we have the Assembly District 43, so that's the AD, and then the EDs are election districts, which are like, you know, maybe like 6 blocks, 7 blocks, you know, people who vote in one particular area. I'm eager to see the block by block breakdown. The block, you know,
I would like to see
the election results. The block, because I literally lost by 335 votes. So I'm eager to see where those votes were lost at. I'm eager to see the breakdown. Just where does work need to be done in the community? Because for me, it's not about running. It's really about the change. It's really about the end goal. To be honest with you, I went to the Brooklyn Democratic County Committee meeting last night. So that's the meeting that I would have been an official committee member of had I won the state committee women's seat. And I was just so shocked how the meeting was very scripted. It's not people have to get involved. People have to get involved in these meetings. It's only to see it with your own 2 eyes to believe what I'm telling you. It's not a regular meeting where you would go to and then you raise your hand. If the agenda item comes up, you raise your hand and then you say whatever you have to say. It's not like that. It's one person. I mean, the county leaders are there and all the district leaders are there. and there's someone at the podium, and they're saying, I'm now going to call on this person from this assembly district, and I'm now going to call on that person from that assembly district. So the entire thing, this person that's up there knows who they're going to call on the entire time. There's no talk, there's like, there's no real...
It's staged.
Yes.
Stage.
Oh my goodness. You said it, not me.
Yeah, I'll say it. It's staged.
It was bad. It was really bad. It was really bad. And listen, they have everybody seated by the assembly district, and then of course our assembly district didn't even have that many people in the row. That just shows me, and it shows all of us, that the people in our community don't even know that these meetings exist. This is why I use social media so much, to like publicize and get things out, and let people know what's going on. But
I follow everything you're doing on social media.
Yeah, I try my best, and it's me doing all that social media stuff, from my Android. I do it all from my cell phone. I do it all from my cell phone.
See, even this show right here, I do it myself.
Yeah.
I do it all myself.
Yeah.
It's like my concept and the guests that I choose. And I definitely, I'm be honest with you, I am humbled that you came. I didn't know you'd say sure.
Of course.
Yeah, but I still was like, you know what, man, please.
People say this all the time to me. Someone asked me to do something else recently, and I was like, of course. And they had the same reaction. I was shocked that you were like, okay, and I'm like, of course I'm gonna say okay. Why would
because
I say okay?
you just figure the person is busy. You're running around. We just think like a half an hour is too much to ask.
No.
Because it's like I interview a lot of people. I interview you name it. I interview them. Actors, musicians, entertainers. And they act more busy than somebody running for state committee. That's just so when I hear you're saying, sure, yeah, when, where? What's the location? I'm like, I'm like I wasn't prepared for the yes, kinda. It was like to throw something out. Yeah, but I'm so glad that you did show up.
And thank you that you even thought to have me as a guest.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
listen. I think you have a story to let the people know. So I figured it would be very enlightening.
Right. So but I respect you for doing this, to be honest. Sometimes you have to set your own platform so that, look, this is a passion of yours.
Yes.
So you have to set this platform, and your audience, they're watching, they're listening. You have to respect that. So if someone comes and asks you to do something, I mean, why? I don't understand how you can say no. That doesn't exist. But again, I guess that's the walk with the people thing you're talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm going to always have time for people in my community. I mean, outside, people in general, I'm going to always have time.
Yeah.
How could you not make time for the people? I don't understand.
I saw the video.
Check out my video on YouTube. It's not business as usual. Now it's time. Yeah.
Listen.
Very different.
And you're hearing it from the queen herself, Diana Richardson. And you're on the County of Kings. Back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll be back.
And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.